feeling bad, forget about becoming enlightened and forget about liberation. Like, don't use this as an idea, okay, this practice is going to get me to liberation. Liberation is, but what keeps going is this tight, contracted sense of self. And when you are happy, so when you feel good, you'll also notice that you don't feel so bound to this body, you don't feel so tight or small. And then when you feel contracted and suffering, you'll notice that it's really tight, you really strongly feel like you're inside of the body. And when you're actually happy, and happiness isn't liberation, but happiness is the effect that happens in the body, is you'll just notice that you're less identified in there. So happiness has got nothing to do with objects or anything, it's just that sometimes the object validates something and then there's less contraction about it, but it's nothing to do with them, it's all to do with that energy contracting and being less contracted. When it's really strongly contracted, and this isn't about getting to, but the best thing you can do with it is explore it, rather than trying to stay in the mental level and get rid of it. So trying to drink your way out of it, eat your way out of it, think your way out of it, play computer games or go on the internet, is to just lay down and take half an hour to explore the energy that's going on in your body. And there's so many different ways you can explore it, by resting the attention on it. Even though this isn't you, there's not a separate entity there, but it feels like you, but that one that feels like it can move the attention, just put the attention to where the pain is in the body. So if it's in your torso, and it's normally somewhere here, it's in one of the chakra areas where that contraction is. So just rest your attention there and just see what the energy's feeling. So you'll be able to hear the surface stories of worry, anxiety, fear, anger, hate, jealousy, but just feel the underneath feelings and see what they're saying. And if you can't hear them saying anything, just encourage it a little. So go there and see if you can place a story on it, like, I hate them. And if that doesn't feel good, then that's not right. I love them, I want them. And just see if there's some sort of story that can fit with it. Because normally they're stories, they're like, they're words. They contain words in them. They might not even make sense, but they contain some form of word in them. And if they don't, then just explore the sensation, like what colour it is, where it sits, whereabouts it is in the body. And by doing this, what you're doing the opposite to is trying to get out of it. So it's more an exploration, because most of the time we push it down, we hold our body tight, and then we are up here telling the story of what someone's done to us, or we're on the internet, or we're reading, or we're doing something up here to try to cut this off. And just exploring it will be amazing. It won't get you to liberation because you don't exist. That one that's in there that's contracted can never be liberated, but that contracted energy is what keeps the story of you going. And what all speakers are doing is it's not about a path, or it's not about a way to, but it's an exploration of that which isn't true. And those energies are the manifestation of the separation. And so it's so important for the exploration. But that one that's exploring isn't the experience, it isn't who you are. That one that's exploring is appearing in the dream and is part of the dream. Who you are is that which experiences, but that doesn't mean that that seeker doesn't still explore the sensations. Because while it's you, that's where you reside. While it feels like you, that's where you are, that's where the energy is. And sometimes it will be too intense, and sometimes you won't be able to do it, and that's okay. So sometimes you drink the alcohol, or you go on the internet or something. But when there is the possibility to explore it. And you'll see that there's lots of stories in there, like old patterns from your childhood. You'll see that there's just old things that never resolved, and they come down to one of two categories: lack or fear. That you felt lack, you feel vulnerable, or that you're scared, and you think something will hurt you. It will be a really profound thing to do, but it won't get you to liberation, because you can't. There is awakeness. The awakeness already is. That can't be got to by a separate person. The separate person is part of that awakeness. It's a form appearing in that awakeness.